Hi everyone. Today we are going to see the book review for The Bullet Journal Method. This book is written by Ryder Carroll. I would like to quickly walk through the main takeaway from this book. So, I hope you will following the PowerPoint presentation. So, let's get started. To start with, I will give a background about the author. So, the author Ryder Carroll is a digital product designer and he invented the bullet journal method. Basically, he was born and brought up in Austria. Now he is living in the New York. His bullet journal method has been published as an article by the author in leading magazines and newspapers like New York Times and Wall Street Journal. And this book is also a New York Times bestseller. And a lot of people have been benefited by this book and the method that he has explained as part of this book. So let's get a quick gist of it, what he is talking about. So on the background, okay, on the background of the author, why he came up with his method. So he had a condition called attention deficit disorder in childhood. So he had a hard time on concentrating on studies. He was always distracted. So his doctors suggested him to come up with a di- journal or a diary where he can keep himself organized and keep reminding himself about what all task he has to do. So that is where, in the process of creating his own journal, he finally created this bullet journal method, and later on, he has shared it to everyone as a framework which others also can use and get benefited from it. So, going further, let's go deeper into the book. So, this is how the book looks, the bullet journal method. It has around 300 pages and he explains and he gives a framework for journaling, and he also explains how flexible and practical it is. And the main concept of this book is to use productivity and mindfulness together to achieve intentionality. So, and also that will lead for to accomplish more, and you will be able to focus on more meaningful things, and you can eliminate all the things that are not meaningful to you in life. So, and as part of the introduction, he talks about the digital era and the distractions that we have in the digital era, where because we are overwhelmed with too much of information, and and we end up like losing track of our own goals, the personal goals, and the goals that matters to us. And the and recent study also shows that relatively the productivity has been reduced compared to the past, and that is where this journal is going to help us a lot. And if you see the method, that is I mean, the way we combine the productivity and mindfulness, where the productivity and mindfulness overlaps, that's where we find the intentionality. So that's where we find uh, we are able to explore the art of intentional living. And also, like, we switch from a passenger mode, and like basically we move to a of pilot of our own life journey. So, and next thing he talks about is about the importance of writing. So, writing enables us to externalize our thoughts. So, it will declutter our mind, and it brings all our thoughts on paper, and which will eventually free up your mind for new ideas. And also, like, it will enable us to be more relaxed, and as an outcome of being more relaxed and decluttered, clear mind, it will enable us, it will enable the brain to function more creatively, and it will bring a lot of ideas, new ideas. So that is where he talks about the importance of writing. And as most of us know, writing is therapeutic. Writing down our intense emotions helps us to declutter our mind and take out the emotions and look at things from a little distance. And also, he compares this thing called he compares the writing with a saying like, I mean, if you are not writing your thoughts, if you are holding on your thoughts in your mind, it is something similar to trying to catch a fish with your bare hands. So it is never possible to catch a fish in bare hands, right? So finally, we end up losing that fish back into the muddy water. And here he compares that to our brain. So our thoughts, we keep holding our thoughts for a long time, and it get lost in our own mind, deep inside our own mind, and it never surfaces again. So that's where these are the points that show us the importance of writing things down. And let's move on to the actual system of the journaling process. So this journal is a combination of a task list, a journal, and a planner, where the task list talks about your to-do list, and the journal talks about whatever you want to keep journaling on daily basis. Say, for example, if you'd like to add a gratitude journal, or if you like to journal and keep a record of the list of books you want to read. So basically, journaling for any purpose, meal tracker or whatever, or your workout tracker, whatever you want to achieve from your journal. And the other part of the journal is bullet journal is the planner, where you can plan your ev- events, or like you can plan your day to make it to an event, or you can block your calendar for some appointments. So that part will be covered as part of the planner, where we can see like a monthly or weekly and a daily planning, and a planning for next 6 months. So basically, combining all these, uh, what do you call, like, combining all these facility into one place, that is what we call as the bullet journal. So basically, the process what we have to follow while we are journaling as part of the bullet journal is to write the notes in very short form, short and crisp, and just to one liner, and which will enable us to, which will be easy for us to read and organize. And we can feel free to create master task and subtask, and can add indentation for the sub items below the master items. So that's where we can follow this methodology while using the journaling process basically. So going to the next, um, rapid logging, what we talked about. If you look at the left and right side of this particular page in the journal, the left side shows a traditional way of journaling where we tend to write very long sentences like a paragraph. But when you look at it, it is kind of overwhelming. Uh, so it might take some time for us to grasp the things that's written. But if you compare that to the right side where we have the rapid logging method, which we talked about, the rapid logging method follows the short and crisp notes, excluding all the additional words like is, was, and all those things, and just keep the message very short and crisp. And you can also see the indentation for the master items and the sub items. So to take a closer look at this, so probably this will give you a little closer look and how it looks like, and it is more readable and looks very elegant. So this is what I would like to, this is the background about the rapid logging method. Let's move on to the bullets and signifiers. We can use different types of bullets to indicate what type of item are we adding to the journal. If you are marking it with a circle, then it will you can mark all the events with a circle, and we can mark everything with hyphen where you are just adding some notes. So notes can be identified using the hyphen. Task can be identified with dot. So this will enable us to mark the task as completed by just crossing off the task once it is completed. And suppose if you are not able to complete the task on the given planned day or a month, and if you are trying to move it to a future day or a month, then you can use the you can migrate the task by just marking it with a like a less than symbol as shown here. So that is one way. And other one is like if you have scheduled a task for a given day, for example, if you are having an exam, if you have to schedule an exam in an exam center for a certification or something, so what you can do is like once you schedule your exam by booking the appointment, in your journal you can just mark it as scheduled. So since it will be added to your calendar, uh, the task we can mark the task as scheduled. And that is where these bullets give us easy way of organizing the things. Moving to the signifiers, if there are some tasks um, that are very important, that is something high priority for today, you can mark the task with a star. So I mean, sorry about this, this is supposed to be a star, so you can mark it as a star in front of the task. And if something exciting has happened today and you want to, while you're journaling that um, item to your bullet journal, you can use an exclamation mark, or if you got some inspiration and if you want to write it down on your journal, probably in front of that note you can use the exclamation symbol. So this is about the signifier. Coming to the main part of the collections, which talks about the planner as part of the journal planner that we are going to create, customized planner that is going to be part of the journal. So to start with the journal itself, we'll start with the index, and after that we'll create a future log where we will log the next 6 months, a plan for next 6 months, and also then next to the future log we'll start creating the monthly log, and where we'll have a calendar page and a task page, and then a daily log to log in the daily items, and the next one, something is optional, which is not uh, provided as part of this method. You can feel free to create a weekly log as well by something which looks like the future log. So let's go in detail for so these are the collections, basically the index, future log, monthly log, daily log, and these are the collections. So the first part of the journal will start with the index. So this is a journal which is completely customized for our own, based on our own preferences and needs. So if you can feel free to create, you can feel free to number your pages and start journaling things in any page in your journal, and use this index page as a reference to go to the page, to look for the page number and go to that exact page and look for the item. So when you start doing the journaling, just give around 3 to 4 pages um for indexing, and you can probably start from the fifth or seventh page with the future log. The future log, you can divide. Probably this is the way I like to keep the future log. I'll take a page in my journal. I open the page, so left side and right side I'll have more space, and I'll divide the page with into three, both the pages into three, so I'll get like six different boxes, and this will be the um, log for my future 6 months. And say for example I'm creating it today, I want this from March, April, May, June, July, August. Since right now we are in February, I will be starting it from March, April, May, June, July, August. And if you have something planned to do in that particular month, you can go ahead and add the item to that month. Say for example your car service is due in the month of April, you can go to the month of April and mark as car service to be completed in April. Or if you have something planned for a particular month, um, probably if you're having some exam in the month of May, we can go to the month of, can use the future log to mark that item in the particular month. And this is all about the future log. Coming to the monthly log, so there are two pages in the monthly log. So let me go to a different slide which will give you a little deeper look. Yeah, so basically this is the future log, example for a future log. And coming to the monthly log, so same way you can create the monthly log in a fresh page where you will have like two pages on your journal. So left side of your journal you can start writing the calendar page, can start numbering 1 to 31. Next to the number, can add the weekday like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever weekday the date falls on, and you can start logging in all the items that you already planned to do on that day. Um, Either be it a doctor appointment or be it a um, appointment with some meeting a friend or whatever what items you have planned for, events you have planned for the day, birthday party or whatever it is, so you can keep logging on that day, so you will know what you have in well in advance planned for a given day. And once you complete the calendar page, you can, the right side, okay, this is just a closer look. So right side of the same page, you can use it to create the task page, and you can start listing out the tasks that you have planned for the month of February or whatever month it is for. So whenever you get to revisit your journal, you can keep looking at the task that is planned for the month of for that particular month. And so this is all about the monthly log. Moving to the daily log. So daily log is something where you keep logging the things on daily basis, and you can feel free to log in the task that you want to do or the events that are happening the day today, and or some notes like what you want to keep a note of for the future reference. So whatever things you want to log, you can keep logging on a daily basis. And like we discussed about the task migration and scheduling, and also the task migration, scheduling, and closing out the task. So if you take a closer look at this slide, you can see if the first task is something that you completed, once you complete it, you can just cross it. And the next example I could say is the email. For example, the email forms to participants. So if you are not able to do it today, tomorrow when you're revisiting this item, um, you can just mark it as migrated, and probably this task can be, and then you can copy, I mean you can just move this task to the next day. And similarly for scheduling, if you are scheduling a task, for example, I'm scheduling an exam. What I will do is, after booking the slot for my exam in a particular exam center and everything, I will just mark this with a symbol to know that okay, this is already scheduled, still be taken care. And if you find some task that is not completed yet, and if you feel that task is no more required, you can just strike it off. So this is an example for daily log. Let's go how we can use this monthly log for a habit tracking. For if you are trying to track some habit on daily basis, what you can do is we can create a create a new column towards the end of the towards the right of the page, and you can just keep some dots to cross if you have done that particular if you have done the task for the day. For example, author's example is C for cooking, R for reading, G for gym. So here on the right side corner, he has three columns to mark these habits, to mark these tasks, whether it is done for the day or not. So C, I mean cooking, reading, gym, and you can the start of the month you can just keep the dots, and towards the end of the month, uh, on daily basis you keep crossing the item if you have done that task for the day, and towards the end of the month you'll be able to see like how many days you missed your gym, or how many days you missed your reading habit and all, and whatever things you want to track. So this is a good easy way to track your habits. And there is one more concept called threading, where since this journal is going to be done in a normal notebook, any normal notebook can be converted into a journal. We are going to number each and every page as and when we are using it. So say for example, I'm using page number 51 and 52 for logging something like, say for example, I'm using this to list uh, all the books that I want to read. And before this page 51 52, I already had I already have a book list that was in page number 10. That page got filled. Then after that I'm just once that is completed, now my note has reached page till 50 pages. So I'm going to continue my book list from page 51. So this will be my actual page number for the book list, the continuation. In order to know where the previous page as part of the journal is um, can be identified using this method called threading. So you can just put a slash and mark it as 10, so you will know okay, this is the continuation of the book list. So where is my previous page of this actual book list? We will go back to the page number 10 to see the previous list. Same way, if that is continuing on page number 160, once you have completed filling out the pages 51 and 52 entirely. Now you need another page to write, continue your list. So at that point in time, you are using page number 160. So you come back to this page 52 and you just thread it by putting by marking it with a slash 160 slash. So you can just, you will know that okay, after 52 I can continue, I can go to page 160 to see my see the next continuation of this list. So that's what is all about threading. And other options, other things that you can do with this journal are to log your goals, learning, like a gratitude journal, events, book list, grocery list, travel checklist. You can also create some reusable checklist which you can keep using it. You can refer back multiple times, something like a travel checklist. And then you can also create some pages, you can also create a log for ideas and innovation. Um, and especially for students, they have a lot of options, like they can mark all the topics they want to study or explore, a list of subjects that they need to focus on, and list of topics they need to study, and all those things. So this, you can use it for any of this item and not restricted to this list. Can use it for any, use it in any way you want to. Can log anything that you want to log it to your journal. For students, you know that they have a lot of things to keep a track of, like the timetable, the schedule, when is the next lecture, when what all researches we have to do, or what all articles need to study, what all textbooks we have to read, and all those things. So students can really use this journaling in a very effective way for multiple use case scenarios. And as part of this journaling method, like we have to do some rituals on daily basis, and also frequency of monthly basis, quarterly basis, and yearly basis. So however you want to do it, feel free to do that. The author is suggesting um, reflection for daily basis, like AM reflection and PM reflection. This is nothing but reflection in the morning before you start the day, and another reflection in the end of your day while you're winding up for the day, while you're unwinding for the day. So the AM reflection which you do on the daily basis in the morning as a first thing is to start, look at the priority things for the day, and it will set your mind on the priority things, to start with the priority things for the day, and it gives a clarity on what is important to accomplish for the day, so that you will not get lost with some other things that come in your way on your day. And also, like it will just clear your mind, and um, if you are a person who gets a lot of thoughts in the morning once you wake up from sleep, or like when you, before you start your day, so when you do this activity, it will You can probably declutter your mind and bring out all the stuff onto your journal and declutter your mind and just mark the items that are priority for the day. So you will kickstart your day with complete focus on the highest priority items. So this is about the AM reflection that we do in the morning, and the PM reflection is about the reflection you do in the evening or before sleep. So this is kind of reflection to unwind. You can probably log the gratitude, uh, like what are good things happened in the day, and what you want to log it as part of your journal. So when you look back at those good things, you will really feel good about. You will really feel positive and hopeful. And also, like, you can also put the things in place for the next day, like reviewing all the tasks you plan to do the day, and whatever you have already completed, you can just mark them as closed, and whatever you are not able to complete, you can just migrate them to the next day. And if you feel some tasks are not no longer needed, you can also strike it off from your list. So that's about the PM reflection. So this way it will give you, it will again relax your mind, and it will give you a clarity. Okay, this is what is my progress for today, and what should I expect for the next day. And with that peace of mind, you'll be able to unwind and relax and go for a good sleep. So next thing is about the monthly and yearly reflection. Um, you can also extend it to a weekly, quarterly reflection as well. So monthly and yearly reflection. So take the monthly reflection end of the month. You can go through all the tasks planned for the month, and then can migrate the tasks that you are not able to accomplish to the next month, and look at the future log. You would have already created a future log where you would have mentioned this, I want to do this item in this particular month. Bring that to your monthly log, the new month's monthly log, and look at the things that you have achieved, all the tasks that you have completed throughout this month, and the goals you have achieved in this particular month, and appreciate yourself for all those accomplishments. And like I said, yeah, the reevaluation of the tasks that are not completed and adding it to the future. Like if you're not planning it to do this month as well, the coming month or as well, then you can just go to the future log and put it to a future month after a couple of months or so. So that is about the reflection. So this is all. These are the points that are like very important takeaways from this bullet journaling method. So you can improvise, and you can always go and customize your journal on top of this framework. You can just use this as a building a foundational framework, and then you can build upon it with a new kind of bullets, or you can in anytime you can just create new type of task events. You can use different type of markers, signifiers, and all those things. So to summarize from the beginning, we discussed about the author's background, and since he had the attention deficit disorder condition in his childhood, he was always using a notebook to keep himself organized, and finally he created a system over the long period of time where he was writing. He created a system and he named it as the bullet journal method, and then he has shared his methodology to everyone through his book. And also he has a YouTube channel where he gives um, the details in the form of video as well, so feel free to go and look at those videos. And to add my personal experience, I have used this uh, planner, mainly the planner perspective of this journal. I have used it for at least for 3 to 4 months, and it was really very useful because I have been postponing a lot of things or procrastinating on multiple things for a while. But when I was doing this activity, I really accomplished a lot of things that I was keep pushing and not doing it for a while. So that is the first and foremost reason why I wanted to really share this method. I know even if you're not able to use all the aspects that has been mentioned in this book, I also have not covered all those things, but definitely this will be a good start, and I hope you will really go and look at this book and also the YouTube videos of this author, and make use of this knowledge, and implement this knowledge into action, and be more productive, and do the things that you value the most, and um, which gives you a lot of meaning. So this is what was my uh, goal, the reason why I wanted to do the review of this book. And thank you for your time listening to me patiently till the end of the summary. I hope I hope to see you using this journal and getting benefited out of it. Wish you all the best for your for all your endeavors. Thank you. See you soon again in another book review video. Thank you. Bye bye.